All right, are you a young lady, single lady, wanting to go on vacation?
No, I'm not.
Well, I know Carlos isn't, but Kinga Phillips, our adventure traveler, is here to tell us how to do it safely. Our favorite adventurer, Kinga Phillips, is here. Hey!
Hi.
Okay, this is a topic that we're talking about today that is near and dear to my heart because for a long time I was a single girl and I was terrified of travel by myself. But you say there are ways to do it the right way, smart, and still have fun.
Absolutely. So let me ask you, what terrified you about traveling solo?
Just being in a new environment, a new country where I didn't know anybody and I didn't have a safety. I didn't have a safety excuse or a safety blanket in another person.
Okay.
Terrifying.
Super fair. So this is what I would say. Like, first of all, with what you've said, I think one of the most important things to do is research. Anywhere you go, know where you're going, know what the cultural customs are, know what the area's like. You know, wherever you choose to stay, be it an Airbnb or a hotel, research that, look at reviews, look at the area, the things that you want to do, research them, research where they are. Research is knowledge, it's information. And being armed with that, you're going to make better decisions and better choices.
Okay, and you're saying that there's a lot of gut instinct, that you've done obviously a lot of travel by yourself as a single female, and you have come away unscathed and everything is fine. But there are some things that you do every time to keep yourself safe and happy, right?
Absolutely. I was single for 5 years. And when people couldn't go with me, I was like, well, I'm not going to miss out on the experience. I'm going to go. But what you said is so important. Your gut, your sixth sense. And, you know, like I always tell people, I don't care if you book into an Airbnb and spend $500. If you walk in and you don't like it, leave. That money is not worth it. So anywhere you go, and I have been in those scenarios where I've walked into, you know, a bar, or I've walked into a hotel, and I'm like, you know, something about it doesn't feel right. I'm not going to question that. I'm not going to override it. I'm just going to leave.
Okay, you mentioned bar, and it's, you know, because if we're a single lady and we're going, we want to experience life in restaurants and bars and nightlife, but you say do that kind of smart. Cautiously. Okay.
My personal rule is if I am traveling solo, I never drink. I don't ever do that unless I'm in my hotel by myself. There's a balcony, gorgeous sunset, whales breaching. I'll have a glass of wine. I limit myself to one because you never know.
Why though? Because why? Why? What would be the danger of, you know, God forbid, getting drunk out by yourself?
Well,
in a foreign country.
I think going out in a foreign country and having alcohol, that's going to inhibit your decision-making process. You're going to make decisions that maybe you wouldn't make otherwise. You're going to be more open interactions with people, which is good and bad. I'm not saying that like every person is there to, you know, be a predator on you.
No.
But it's your own mental awareness of the situation. And you never want to dull that gut instinct and those feelings of, okay, maybe I shouldn't be here. Maybe I shouldn't go for a walk with this person. You know, not to mention, I'm always really cautious about making sure that my drinks are with me at all times, no matter what I'm drinking, if it's a lemonade or a water, because we've all heard those stories.
Sure.
So it's being over cautious in a way that doesn't inhibit you from having a good time, but it's common sense. A lot of it is just common sense stuff. Are you going to walk around in that dark alley at night? Would you do that in LA? No, you just wouldn't.
Okay, let's talk about your passport, because that's like your ticket everywhere and it's valuable, but you need to be cautious with that as well.
Absolutely. You've got the best questions because this is a huge one for me. I photocopy everything in my wallet, my credit cards, my passport, anything I have, my medical cards, my medical insurance, which I always have too, and I keep that separately. So if that were to get stolen or lost, I know which numbers to call to replace it. With your passport, what I do is I always make a photocopy, even when I'm traveling with someone else, and then I swap copies with them so we each have each other's. But when you're solo, I keep the copy of my passport with me and hide my actual passport.
And why is that?
For two reasons. One, because if you ever lose your passport, you're in trouble. I've been in a foreign country with an expired passport. It was a real drag.
Yeah, I bet.
And also, you know, the truth is, in some countries, you can get hassled by authorities. And that has happened to me. And if you have your passport, they can use that as leverage for a bribe to, you know, get you to come with them. It's just not really a great thing. And I have been in that position. If you have a copy of your passport, you're like, you know what? You keep that.
Take that
you
copy.
You take that. You have fun with that.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do with it. Congratulations. Okay.
Exactly.
The other thing that we do as women sometimes is we wear a ring to kind of ward people off, men unfriendly advances from men in different scenarios, but you think that might not be the best thing if you're a single female traveler.
Right. Well, first of all, this ring right here.
Thank you.
Do not ever go abroad with it.
I will hide it. It'll never go. Yes.
Don't ever do that. I used to do that, actually. I used to always wear a fake engagement ring. And then I realized that in some countries, it actually attracted more attention because here I was a girl by myself with this ring. So it was almost like a challenge. So I stopped doing that. I also would just encourage people, if you travel, go low key. If you're traveling by yourself, you don't need the flashy jewelry. You don't need the flashy bag. You don't need to have your expensive camera out. Be as incognito as you possibly can be.
But why? But why? What is the peril of not doing that in a foreign country?
Because I think the more attention you attract to yourself, that's usually not a good thing. Because the people who are going to be attracted to that ring or your expensive purse are probably not having good things.
Milk and cookies with you on the side. Yeah,
exactly. They're not the people who want to invite you for lemonade.
Okay.
So just no reason to call attention to yourself.
Okay. But you have taken many trips. And it is not as terrifying as in my brain I'm making it out to be.
It's actually the opposite. It's incredibly empowering. The first time I ever did it, I sat in front of the computer and I was like, okay, do I book this? Do I book this? And I did it. And I went to Mexico to swim with the whale sharks. I was in Mexico by myself, had an amazing time. I've been to Alaska by myself. I've been all over the US by myself. And with these common sense rules that I have in place for myself, and I think they're also different for each person.
Right,
you can kind of bounce off of what I've said, but you can also create your own rules based on your comfort zone. Yeah. And then, doing your research in advance. Cultural research. I'm not going to wear this tank top in certain countries because that just is not appropriate.
Right, correct.
That's the research you do in advance. But it is so incredibly empowering. It makes you feel literally like, I did this.
And don't we all like to feel that way?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Greece, here I come. By myself. All right, Kinga, thank you so much.
You're welcome.